want to take a few minutes and talk about precious metals and what they are, maybe different versions of them, and maybe how they could fit into your portfolio. First, let's define what a precious metal even is. A precious metal is a rare, naturally occurring metallic chemical element of high economic value. Historically, precious metals were important as currency, but now they're regarded mainly as an investment in industrial commodity. So most commonly, when we think of precious metals, what do we think of? Gold, right? Most people would say that. If you ask probably 10 people, I'm guessing 9 of 10 would probably say that. The other common one is silver. That tends to be kind of number 2, closely followed. But there's a couple more out there that don't get named that much, right? So those two out there are platinum and palladium. Okay, those 4 precious metals would make up what most people consider the 4 precious metals that are out there. And so when you're looking at investing, maybe some people commonly go to gold or silver, but it's interesting, there's a couple more out there that are used in today's world. You know, the question is, should you have them? Well, before we get to that, let's look at how do you get them? How do you own them, right? There's various different ways you can actually own a precious metal. One is you simply have it in your hand, right? You have a gold bullion or a coin, or even in the silver sort of, you got a big chunk of it or something like that. So I encourage you, if you own that on your persons, let's call it, if you have it physically, that's a great way to own something, but also there's some elements of danger of having that, right? When you physically own it. You can own it through the market, through an exchange-traded fund, or a lot of times you can have it through what they call a self-directed IRA with various companies that are involved to help you with that thing. But let's say you have it on your person. Please, please, please do that safely. Have it in a safe spot, fireproof safe if you're holding it in your house or something like that. And also, make sure somebody knows where it's at. The reason is, let me give you a story. A good friend of mine's friend of a friend here, had a lot of silver. And he was going in for a very serious surgery. He was a single gentleman, and nobody knew where this was. He literally had his silver buried on his property, and nobody knew where this was. So what he did is drew basically a treasure map for my friend, so he was able to find this if something happened to him during this procedure. Folks, it makes you wonder, right? Is if people truly are doing this, if there's some out there, I guess why there's treasure hunters in today's world, right? So folks, if you have this, make sure it's safe, make sure people know where it's at, and that way it gets passed on if it needs to be, okay, if you're doing it in person. So once again, how should you have this? Depends. People hold it for various different reasons. Hedge against inflation, the economy, political war, stuff like that. So once again, diversification, like anything, don't own it all. You know, once again, we never would encourage somebody to have one single investment in their whole portfolio. Maybe it's a portion for various reasons. So once again, consider it. Do your research on it, make sure you're doing it the correct way, and if you have additional questions, give us a call. We'd love to walk through it with you.